Hey, I forgot that didn't have a countdown on it, but I've been meaning to add a countdown to the tail end of that, but I love that intro. What up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Avatar. If you're tuning in live, you're on Twitch. Say what up in the chat. How is everyone doing? What up? Waypacks, Bert Z, Bee Stings in the house, GM DJs.
What time is it, Bee Sting? Jeez.
Yeah, seriously, it's probably super late there. Box, Go West, 2 a.m. for Bee Stings. Or
Wow.
Bee Stings.
What a DJ.
Seriously,
he's just a dad.
Those are DJ hours, but wahoo, says Bert from Australia. What time is it in Australia? I always forget. Is it like afternoon? Or early, or is it morning?
Like 6, 7 a.m. Maybe I'm off.
It's something along those lines. I guess it was like I wasn't too far off when I was in Bali. Anyways, y'all know what Behind the Avatar is, or maybe you don't. Maybe you've never tuned in. Behind the Avatar is just a chill, all for the vibes, no agenda conversation between me and another guest. And tonight, that guest is Gus McArthur. What's up, Gus? How you doing?
What's up, man? How's it going?
I'm doing good. And trying to keep up with the chat at the same time. I wish I had.
Sure.
It would be dope to have somebody else that was like manning the chat and like putting things up on the screen, so I didn't have to think about it. Maybe one day I'll have that in the budget to have a Jamie on the show that can handle that kind of stuff. That'd be dope. But anyways, welcome in, y'all. Where to start? Let's for just so that everybody tuning in, if you're catching the replay or tuning in live, knows who you are. Just give us a quick little intro, and then we will dive on into everything.
Absolutely, yeah. So I am I'm a lot of things. So I'm a creator. I've been in a few cycles now, and when was it? 2020. My partner Beasting and I started Outer Studios, and so we are Web3 builders. We had an architectural background. We were doing a lot of stuff with photogrammetry and real world 3D scanning, as well as VR projects, and we kind of translated those skills into actually building for different metaverses. Sandbox stood out to us as first, so we dived in there. We've done stuff for Decentraland. Hopefully someday we're doing stuff for Other Deeds. A lot of stuff coming up in the Ordinals world, which we'll get to later, which I think will involve those same type of building skills. So metaverse builders, I would say, first and foremost, we do a lot of building for builders. So we create kits, a lot of build kits within the sandbox. So if you're looking to kind of populate a world or build a game or something like that, we're building for builders in that regard. I'm also a musician. So Gus McArthur, search it on Google, check it out on Spotify. I'd love to get some more streams on there. We actually just broke 1.5 million on one of our songs, so we're super stoked on that. And and I just I love everything about what is happening in the future of technology, whether it be 3D, VR, XR, all the stuff we're doing in Web3. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell.
Hell yeah! Is that just curious, because I feel like I looked it up last time maybe, but is it Gus McArthur, just like how I have it up on screen right now, that people would search on Spotify to find you?
Yep. GUS MCARTHUR.
Perfect. So if you want to go check him out on Spotify, go there. And otherwise, if you want to follow him on Twitter, I know he's active on Twitter. Gus McArthur there as well. And also, I noticed in your I was just creeping on your handle whenever I was going to grab your profile picture, and I saw your bird's eye.
Yeah, Bird's Eye VR. So that's a company. That's actually
I forgot about that, but that it rang a bell when I saw it. I
Yeah,
feel like we've talked about it before. Go into that.
Yeah, that's actually how I met Beasting. So we were working, that's another company I have. And so what we do is we take LiDAR cameras, ground LiDAR cameras, as well as drone LiDAR. And so we archive as well as use them for practical use case models. So we've actually recently just scanned the USS Midway, the naval craft in the San Diego harbor. And so we're doing that not only for historical reasons, but they're using it for updates on the building. And in the future, they'll use it for, augmented reality and wayfinding throughout the entire ship since it's so massive. So pretty cool on that side. And that's where, a huge part of my passion goes into is just like creating, what's in the physical world and making it digital and allowing everyone in the world to, enjoy it as well. And all the use cases for it. They grow every day.
Yeah. No, it's crazy, the different technologies, and I feel like that's probably like your love for that is probably where like your love for the metaverse stems from.
100%,
at least like they go
100%
hand in hand.
Yeah, we've been doing that. Beasting's been in architectural and 3D design and all sorts of stuff. I honestly can't throw a program at him that I don't think he'll figure out or already knows how to use. So that's kind of where I rely on him on a lot of that stuff. But I know both of us, we've been in this and doing this stuff so long that, years ago we were already, thinking about how this would, start playing out. And it's just amazing to see all the developers, creators that are making things come to life now on the blockchain so that, potentially they're lasting forever.
Yeah, totally. And it's cool to see how like the both of those worlds kind of interlap or intertwine, and how you've been able to kind of bring that like architectural background into the metaverse. I think that's been super cool to watch. What up, Huddle in the chat?
What's up, Huddle?
What up, bearded buddies? What up?
What's up?
Bearded bros in the house. But yeah, so it's been fun to see you guys do all that. For those of you that don't know, we've done shows in the past. I did a Metaverse Spotlight very recently with Outer Studios and their Metaverse studio. So if you want to go check out that and hear more deep about what they have going on, you can go check that out. It's in the archives. If you scroll back, you'll be able to find it on YouTube or whatever. And but you guys had that scavenger hunt going on, and I never freaking got around to even trying to crack it. And I keep telling myself that I should try it. What is going on with that? I know that record breaking time somebody cracked it, but you guys still have it rolling and people are trying. And are you getting more and more?
So we've only had 2 people complete it. We've only had the first person who completed it, and about 3 days later, somebody else completed it. And so the idea was to let this run, the entire season that the Sandbox is hosting, this prize pool for bringing people in to play the games that all these amazing creators have created. There's a ton. If you go to the Sandbox game, you download it, you check out, there's a lot of games right now and a lot of social hubs and just really cool things to check out. And so we wanted to run the whole season. Ideally, we wanted it to run a little bit longer. I mean, there's a lot going on there. But hey, code breakers are out there, man. They're gonna break it. And he was fast, and we knew he was gonna be fast because he was right there within the first like 36 hours. And he was like pinging us for clues. We didn't give him any clues, and he got the wallet. He got the prize wallet. It was loaded with a ton of stuff. We had stuff from Pickaxe Master. We had stuff from King of Crypto. I think we might have even had. Did we have something from you? I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure.
I think
I gave you a key. I may not have. I don't remember. If I didn't, you should. If I didn't, if we could check somehow.
I have the winner. You could always send it to me if you wanted.
I could airdrop it to the winner.
So that's
because I could have forgotten, but I know I was planning on giving you a founder key. So congrats. Well, it was Ali. I think Ali something, Ali,
Yeah,
Ali, Ali.
I
I don't know how to.
have it right here somewhere.
I remember seeing it
I'll
on
shout it
Twitter.
out later, but yeah,
Yeah.
congrats to him. It was amazing work. It's still going on. Like I said, there's only been 2 people to complete it. Anyone else who completes it, obviously the prize wallet is gone with the ton of goodies, but there's still a lot of goodies up for grabs. We're actually going to do a live stream with everyone who has completed the scavenger hunt and gone through and broken all the codes. And so once you verify that you were able to get into that wallet, you're on the roster to be put into, this prize pool that will start giving away the prizes to anyone who get through at the end of the season.
Heck yeah. So to get into that prize pool giveaway, whatever, basket,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, exactly.
They have to play through and crack all the codes. And then at the end, or how does it work? Like what are they doing to finish, like get to the finish line? Are they telling you something, or is that all part of the
Yeah, no.
puzzle?
So we'll be able to verify. Basically, you just have to take screenshots to verify you were able to get through. And to be honest, the main thing is once you can verify that you actually got into the wallet, you found the seed phrase. So there is a little bit of proof of work, right? That you got through everything. But like I said, the second competitor was able to prove that to us very quickly once he completed, and now he's in the prize pool. So
Sweet.
yeah, it's still ongoing. Feel free to hop into the Outer Social Hub and go check that out. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. We should actually, I was just thinking, I thought of this on the walk here, and then I spaced on it until right now, but I was thinking, or on the walk here, I went for a walk I went for a walk, and on my way back, I was thinking that we should jump inside of the sandbox and hang out somewhere, since I was like, that's like so perfect. It's like, why this podcast should just be hosted in the metaverse somewhere. It should just be a meetup somewhere random. It could be, obviously, if you because you guys actually have stuff in the metaverse, we can meet up on the Outer Studios social hub or something. I was like, that's perfect. I'm gonna start making that mandatory. That anyone that comes on this show, you have to create an account, at least in the sandbox or somewhere else if we're gonna go play around somewhere else. But at least in the sandbox for right now is probably one of the easier options. And well, there's probably easier options out there, to be honest. But anyways,
well, only with Sandbox that you have to download the game client. You have to download a PC game client.
I was thinking,
but
I guess,
once you got it, you're in.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, you might as well, because it's worth checking out, in my opinion. So yeah, we should while we're chatting, I'm gonna pull up and see if I can. Let's start out in your guys' social hub, and then we can whatever if we decide to go somewhere else. But if anyone else, damn it, your social hub isn't a multiplayer.
No, yeah, we can't hop in there due to limitations for this game that we've created. So this giant scavenger hunt has made it not a social hub. So right. we can't have a bunch of people in there, and that's just due to limitations within the sandbox currently for all the functionality we had to build in to create this ongoing scavenger hunt. But I am screen sharing if you want to check out some. I'm getting antsy. I got to show it to you.
Oh yeah. pull you up. Here we go. What do we got?
Cool. So this is a quick breakdown for anyone who doesn't know what BLDR is. So a huge undertaking of a project that we've been building, utilizing the sandbox was BLDR. So this is a way for anyone to basically, in a gamified way, they can build a building or structure, or even potentially in the future here with updates that will be running, they'll be able to build an entire sandbox land just from playing this game, and then it will be transferred to them. That's the main goal, but a lot of the functionality is still being built into the sandbox with their new Catalyst protocol and things like that. So we have workarounds around that. We'll actually be sending you the files directly, and then you'll be able to publish them. which is really cool because anyone who wants to tweak the colors, anything like that on their own, even after they build it, if they want to build extensions or add-ons to the building or anything like that, they'll actually have the build file. So again, going back to, we're building for builders. That's our main goal. So I'll just run this video real quick. I don't know if audio will
I love that. I don't know if it will either, but if it doesn't, you can either narrate or
it's just music,
or we can just watch. Okay.
It's just a hype reel. It'll make sense, but
gotcha. Yeah, I don't think audio is coming through, but
it's pretty hyped audio.
But this is, if you haven't played this, I don't know how many people do you think got the chance to play this?
If
anyone in the chat, if you did play,
it was pre-analytics.
Yeah, it was. But that was fun.
Yeah. And you're not actually seeing, we've really updated the BLDR experience. It's a whole sci-fi experience, and what we've upgraded to is what I'm going to go into next. So you saw you're building from all these different components we have, and there's millions and millions of options. I have the exact number somewhere, but it's a huge amount of possibilities and combinations. So we've created this. This is also for the sandbox, but then, we've both Beasting and I are involved in different communities. If there's any cats here, shout out to the cats. We'll talk about Nat Cats in a second, and ordinals and what's going on in the whole BTC space right now with, NFTs and ordinals and everything. But we wanted to create something for other communities and kind of grow our reach, because again, we never intended to be solely building for the sandbox, and that's why we've always started building for other projects and different metaverses. And what we've been building now is something that we really want to push for the whole Web3 community as something that they can utilize and create a fun space, and it's easy to use and web functionality. So it's available on mobile, it's available on web. So I'll just stop talking about it and go over to it.
Hell yeah. I was just moving off. There we go. Perfect.
This is a home from BLDR, right? So I picked out all the options. I got my code. I went and minted it, right? So I'm walking you through the process that's going to happen. So you get your unique code, you go into the sandbox, you have this gamified experience, excuse me, and you go mint your code. And then you'll be able to put in, an email or social media, whatever you want, how we need to reach you. And there will be custom options that you can put in. So what we're calling this, and I'll leave this up to the, we're still kind of trying to figure out a name, but what we're calling them right now is pocket portals. So these are easily standalone websites. I have it embedded onto a splash page on Outer right now. So very easy to embed on any website. It could potentially be a standalone website. And what I mean by that is, so you have full functionality to roam, and we're still working this out. This is like super brand new. You know what I mean? You guys are getting some first looks here. So there's going to be other functionality we're building in, from Zoom functionality. We already have the avatar. This is Beasting's mutant ape right here. That was brought to life.
I love that.
Yeah. So full 3D model. And so what's so important about this is that, this is just one space you're seeing. We're going to be building these, like I said, for a lot of Web3 projects. We're going to be building them. We're going to have, mutant ape homes, obviously more like the swamp. We're going to, cool cats, and then definitely ordinals. We're going to have Nat Cat, cat houses. We're going to have, ordinal for node monkeys. So a lot of different projects, and we don't want to exclude anyone. So a lot of this can be custom. But right now the functionality is built into the gamified build experience in BLDR. But ideally in the future, this will be even fully custom curated. So you can reach out to us and, give us what inspires you, the artwork you want inside, the music you want playing, in the different rooms that you want to go inside. So for instance, you walk in your studio and your favorite songs playing, to kind of let people know who you are. So just like people have a link tree or anything like that, we want to kind of like take that representation of who you are and who you are as a creator, studio, a just yourself, even if it's just you representing what you own, and really make this an easy to use web-based thing. So you could, scan a QR code and it'll take you right to someone's website. This is their main website, and you have all the information in here. We're even going to make, potentially the TV interactive, all sorts of fun stuff. But again, this is just a use case of this one building. So as an example, you still have all your links embedded, just like a link tree, right? So I can go check out Beasting. I can go see him on, side.xyz. I can learn more about him here. I can jump in. I can see, that he owns cats. Awesome. Let's go check it out. I want to see his Magic Eden cat. Fantastic. So a lot of people have been making, just like in the sandbox and other metaverses, it's kind of a way to represent who you are and bring people in and kind of have this place to let people see what you're all about. And the unfortunate part is a lot of things are still, you have to go download something PC based, right? It's not mobile friendly. It's not easy to use. It's all these different things that kind of build this up. And we wanted to really make something super user friendly. Like I said, you could text it to someone, you could download it or pull it up on a QR code, really easy to use. And I think it's just a really fun way to represent who you are and what you're doing in Web3.
Yeah, I think that's super rad. And that's something that I think is super important too, is to be mobile friendly, because from now on into forever, we are going to have a mobile device of some sort with every single person on this planet. At some point, we're already basically there. It's crazy how cell phones are just everywhere, even in areas that you really wouldn't expect them to be.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, and people can say all they want, and again, I've been, and so has Beasting, been creating things for VR, XR, AR for a lot of years. And as much as I want things to be moving in that direction faster and have that work, we're going to be using cell phones for a little bit of time still. So or some variation of a phone. But the cool thing about this is it really builds into the future. I cannot wait. I haven't done full testing inside Oculus yet, but having these inside, the Quest, or having this inside Quest or the Apple headset and jumping in here, all the functionality will be amazing. We'll make it more of a first person view. So you're actually looking through the eyes of his character, like first person on the ground versus the 3D view. And that functionality is absolutely going to be possible. And even like having your pocket portal be like something you could throw into like augmented reality and have it like working in the background and do, there's all that is 100% possible, and that functionality can be built in.
That's dope. I love that. I love thinking about that. Like, I know we're not we're not there yet, but like we're gonna get there in our generation, and it's gonna be wild whenever it is like that.
Yeah,
I feel like it's just gonna be a whole nother world. But it's exciting. It's exciting to think about, and like I could totally see something like this. Like, this is like the early, this is what we have to work with right now. That's like accessible to basically everyone in the world, and then whenever that is accessible to everyone in the world, like that's gonna be a wild time. Like, for sure, there's gonna be two separate worlds. Essentially, is what that's giving you. That people are interacting and doing things in. I mean, it's already happening with video games and stuff, but it'll just be a whole nother level whenever we get to that point. Absolutely.
Yeah. So we are, needless to say, super stoked on this. Like I said, we have a lot of ideas and a lot of things already cooking that we cannot wait to show you. Just dropping the alpha right now and just letting you guys behind the scenes and letting you see what we're building. And I'm excited for, like I said, the functionality for all of the Web3 ecosystem, but also the functionality for still everyone within the sandbox, because not only could you potentially go and mint something like this on the Pocket Portal end, but you, for much less cost, could mint, something where you're minting all of these assets, you're getting them, and then you could build all of this very quickly and easily in the sandbox. And like I said, even be able to, if you wanted to change the kitchen set to be more Web3, change the colors, anything like that. And it even enables builders to potentially even start creating, their own income stream from creating additions and add-ons to what we've built.
Oh yeah, dude, you need to special request. I'll see if you guys can make this happen. You need to incorporate something that makes it so that it looks like there's like a podcast being hosted in like the living room, and like have like little microphones and stuff, so people could like sit around microphones. Because I would totally just like we were talking about, like having having this in the metaverse. Like it would be dope to like have each of it, like whenever we're to the point that you can host a podcast with an Oculus or a Apple headset, whatever those are called, Vision Pros. Whenever we're to that point and it feels like did you see the podcast with what's his name, Lex Friedman and Facebook guy, Meta.
Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, where they did it everything virtually in the Quest, and I think they were using, it was it looked like Unreal Engine, like MetaHuman, but I'm sure they're doing their own sort of face scanning composite and then utilizing that.
But whenever it can get to the point where it feels like we were like, if it felt like we were sitting in this living room where what we're seeing on screen, and you look around and it feels like you're next to each other, and it feels like there's a microphone in your face, but really all you need is the Oculus on, and and everything is just like feels like you're right there. Like that's gonna be so nuts.
I know, sure.
And I'm gonna host podcasts like that, and it's gonna be a super rad time. So we're getting closer and closer to it, but maybe someday we'll be inside of a build like this and sitting next to each other talking about who knows what, like we were talking about right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, the virtual spaces, within VR, augmented reality are absolutely coming. And I think, I don't want to discredit to say it, like when I was saying cell phones, we're here for a while, but they're not going away. But I mean, what is happening in, and I always say XR because it really is extended reality, which kind of encompasses everything. It's virtual reality, it's AR, it's 3D. That's XR, right? So extended reality. So that's kind of, the terminology we've been using a lot of years to kind of combine everything. And I think being able to sit in spaces, and I mean, even what is being proposed on not only, metaverses built on, whatever blockchain, but especially stuff coming to like ordinals, like bitmaps, and being able to, occupy that space is going to be pretty incredible. Because could you imagine like logging in? Sorry, that was supposed to be on silent.
That's such an old school ring.
Yeah, I know.
That reminds me of my dad's friend. My dad's friend's phone is ringing. Anyways,
no, but it's going to be interesting to pop inside your headset. And a lot of times people go back to like Ready Player One because there's a movie behind it, right? So you can visualize something you're talking about,
right?
So imagine putting on your headset, and now you're seeing like the Disney floors, right? Gosh, I forget the name of the floor where you can walk. I forget. What it's called,
yeah. I saw that. I reposted that on Twitter at some point. Yeah. I forget what it's called too, but that's wild, dude. That made me realize that I bet you could go to Epcot right now and probably test that out. Maybe not, but like I remember as a kid always going to Epcot with my family. We went to Disney a lot as a kid, to be honest. Like I was lucky. I was a lucky little kid. My parents were working hard to be able to bring us to Disney, and we would go to Epcot, and inside Epcot they had this like area that you could use things that they were like creating and testing and stuff, and one of which I remember being. Do you remember the Segways? They're not very popular anymore, but like where you could it was like two wheeler that had like a handle, and now people use it without a handle. Like that's like the upgraded version, I guess. But I remember using one of those as a kid. but I wonder if they have the floor. That would be crazy. I would.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and yeah, I mean, the innovation that is happening now, it's happening so fast, and I know a lot of it could be, AI. It seems like, since we've seen this kind of AI evolution, and it just seems to be happening so quickly, especially now you're seeing like Sora with the video and things like that. That's going to change. I mean, totally off topic from, I was saying the headset and you could like log into your wallet and get in there. But I was just reading an article that, who is it? Tyler Perry, who does, the series of movies like the,
Yep.
yeah. Yeah,
What are the movie? I don't know.
Yeah,
But
I don't
yes.
know. Anyways,
I know
Tyler
the name
Perry,
Tyler
who
Perry.
makes all the movies. He was just investing in a studio, creating this new movie space in Atlanta, and he literally stopped building when he saw Sora. So he's investing like I want to say like over $100 million or something in building this new massive movie studio to make all his movies in. And when he saw Sora, he stopped so he could restructure everything he was going to build inside the studio.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like, good on him, because he's already thinking of the innovation and what it's going to do, and how he's going to create all of his movies and everything.
And Sora is what that's called.
Yeah, Sora. So that's OpenAI. Yeah, I don't know why I'm second guessing myself. So it's from Sam Altman, same as ChatGPT and all that, and his company. But it's Sora. So here, I can pull up. Have you seen the videos? Oh, dude.
Maybe once, but I want to see more.
Yeah, so let me see if I can find a quick one.
While you take your time and look for it, I got a couple things I'm going to pull up on screen here. I've been starring people's comments. So, where was it? Hey, Crafter and Gus. Hope you both have a wonderful day. Thank you, Pickaxe Masters. Thanks for hanging out and watching.
Thanks, brother.
And Bruno says, and Beasting says, "Hey, Bruno, shouldn't both of us be asleep?"
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's pretty dang late for y'all. Thank you, Bert, for dropping links here and there. I appreciate you for doing that. That's helpful for people that are tuning in, and me, if I could click on them, but I can on my other screen. So appreciate you. And what else do I got? I have Huddle said a couple of things I got to get back to. Have you seen the Rug Radio Studio on Nifty Island? No, I have not, but I want to now that you say it. So tell me, or I could probably just look it up, but if you can find a link, that would be super helpful. Otherwise, I'll just go and figure out how to look it up. And then she also said that we feel free to hang out on Huddle Island. So I was gonna pull up on there. If anyone wants to meet, where did I clicked on the wrong one. If anyone wants to meet on Huddle Island, feel free to jump in and join me there. I am trying to get things situated here. Did you find the video? I can't hear you.
Yeah, I have it up here. Sorry.
Perfect. I'm gonna pause it for a second. I'm gonna jump into wrong spot. I'm gonna jump into Huddle Island. If you want to join me, please do. And if anyone from the chat that's tuning in live wants to join us inside Huddle Island, all you got to do is search Huddle or Huddle Island on the Sandbox game map, and you should be able to find it. And I could actually probably just
is that Huddle Island on Nifty or
this
TSP?
Is on the Sandbox.
Okay, cool.
Sandbox. And I'm going to just drop this link in the chat. It hasn't been done already. That's for Huddle Island. Oh, and she gave us Nifty Island. There we go. What up, Play Games? And we can also find her on Nifty. All right. Well, we're starting in the sandbox, I guess, because I just did that. So we're starting in the sandbox. We'll give you some love on the sandbox, and then we'll head over to Nifty. We'll check out Rug Radio, and then we'll also go and check out Hoddle's Islands. I think you have 2 islands, don't you? On Nifty, and if anyone else has anything on Nifty, let me know. I haven't done a whole lot on Nifty, so I want to go check it out. So we're gonna do that on this episode while we're talking. That's decided. But we're gonna start out on Hoddle Island inside of the sandbox. So if you want to join me, I dropped the link in the chat. And now I'm gonna switch. Wait, am I loaded in already? I am. I'll just show it off here real quick. Are you hopping in here, Gus?
Let me do it in a minute when I'm not screen sharing, because I'm gonna have to open up.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to do all kinds of stuff. Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna hang out here by the Green Wizzy and Nina. I think I got that correct. And we're gonna take a squat. If anyone wants to join us, there's Hoddle. What up, Hoddle? Hop on in. I'm gonna switch screens back to you here in just 1 second. We're gonna bring your screen back. And now you can play that funky music.
So if you haven't seen it,
I was gonna say, give us a brief overview of what we're about to see one more time.
This is OpenAI's video platform. So just like they have Dolly, which is their image generator, which you can use through Bing. They have ChatGPT, which is their LLM, their language model. This is, essentially their video platform. So you're going to be able to pay, I think they're saying up to 1 minute. So like at first, some pretty long form videos. So I'll just play it. It speaks for itself. It's truly incredible. So yeah. And there's the prompts right there. Or I don't know if they're going to pop up prompts.
Make it full screen.
Yeah.
If you can.
For sure.
This way it's bigger for them. There we go.
There was another video I was watching where they actually pop up. There it is. Historical footage of California during the gold rush. So
nuts.
That's incredible, man. It looks like a drone shot. Obviously, you'll know something, but this is incredible too. I mean, you're looking at people inside a subway car. That right there, with that flash where they're showing a real person. Not even that many months ago, that person wouldn't have even looked like a person. So what you're seeing here is truly incredible. And this is going to change the scope of, how you're creating content, how I'm creating content, how videos are made, how movies are made, anything that you can think of. I mean, you can see something mess up here. Like, watch this chair. Look at that. Oh, where's it go? Where's it go? So sure. It'll get better over time, but it's pretty amazing to think that this is where we're at in, like a year.
Dude, there's gonna be a whole like meme pages of like AI gone wild or something, and like just be videos of just crazy stuff that you wouldn't expect to see, like chair.
And you have to think
crazier.
You have to think of the implications of this, like the power, right? Like, so they have to build in, just like there's certain things you can't put into ChatGPT,
right?
to do something else. But there's gonna have to be like restrictions, like they're not gonna be able to put presidents or things like that, because potentially you're manipulating footage that could, make another country think you're starting a war, or manipulate stock prices, or, the implications are pretty crazy. Celebrities, how you could do to defame a celebrity. And then also what goes into that's going to actually, dive into how they're going to stop deepfake technology. And I really think that goes hand in hand into blockchain. I think blockchain is an amazing way to verify. And I don't know if someday we'll see a plugin that's like, or a part that's attached to like YouTube, right? Where when you put in a video, just like it verifies its original content, it'll have some verification key that it's not AI generated, or if it is, it'll have some sort of double check to make sure that you're not doing something, criminal potentially.
Right, because there's so much you could do that would be pretty criminal with that kind of technology, especially as it gets better and better, like like you're saying, like deep fakes and stuff. Like,
well, I remember when like it was like Midjourney or somebody, so it was like Midjourney came out with like some level, and then the images were so real that like, major news organizations were posting them. And it was like a riot, or it was even like the president being arrested or something. I can't remember what it was, but even that, just from a couple images. And so you can imagine, obviously, the implication of what video can do. So it's wild. Like, I'm super stoked. Like, I'm going to be making, music videos for my band, like freaking all AI, dude. Like, it's
seriously,
I mean, why not? I'll make, 10 music videos for one song, all different, and I'll be able to generate it all, within a day.
Right. That's the nuts thing about it, is like content creation. You can do some pretty on another level things. Good night, Beasting. Thanks for hanging out for a little while. Get some sleep, dude. Is that Sora? What was it? Sora?
Yeah, Sora.
Sora. Is Sora available or no?
I don't think it's only available for what they call like red tag users. So it's like, potential devs, artists, things like that they get first access to. And then it'll roll out to more users, probably paid users, to start using it again. And it'll be out sooner than later, I think, because there's already a lot of people testing it and new videos coming out.
Do you think ChatGPT subscribers will get access to that, or that'll be a whole separate thing?
No, that's what I'm saying. I think they will. I think it'll be an extension, just like Dolly's an extension, ChatGPT 4.
Fuck yeah. Finally, more things I can do with ChatGPT than just talk to it, which I've been enjoying. It's going to be wild to, like, is there any other video? There's got to be other video things out there too that are doing the same thing, right?
Oh yeah. There's multiple. This is kind of,
is this like on another level though, that from other things you've seen, or what?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's one that I was just seeing the other day that's going to be, just as big as a competitor. Well, I don't know if it'll be just as big. Obviously, you have Sam Altman behind OpenAI and what he's doing. And, I think we were talking about that last time we spoke about how he's, scanning people's eyes with that world coin. And so he's got a massive, $1 trillion projection on what he's building. So I don't know, he's basically OpenAI's the Google of this. I wouldn't say our generation, because Google was our generation, but you know what I mean, of this newer generation. So he's not going anywhere.
Seriously, that's nuts. We're kind of living through a revolution at this, like,
absolutely.
At this point, like everything's getting flipped on its head, and people are like, oh, you guys figured out how to do stuff cool with technology when it first came out, and everyone got sucked in and thought it was the latest and greatest thing, and now it's just gotten old and stale, but you haven't been updating and making moves. How about you do something like this? And now everyone's like, all the other tech companies are like, fuck, all right, we got to scramble and make ours better now too. So can't complain about that. That's kind of nice that it's making everyone kind of evolve and get better. Bert Z in the on the Hoddle Island. I like that. I like that avatar. I have one of those avatars. I don't remember. You may have been the person who inspired me to get one. I forget who inspired me to get one, but I have one of those. I should switch to it. If is it easy to do that in the sandbox? I feel like it's not.
Switch your avatar.
Yeah, like you can't do it like while you're playing the game. That's what I wish you could do. Maybe you can now. I don't know. But before I get sidetracked by that, I have Bert Z's assist. Thank you for being my Jamie, stepping up to the plate. Let's go. Bert Z says, is Sora AI available to the public? And OpenAI, the answer is OpenAI has not yet specified a public release date for Sora, though it is likely to be sometime in 2024. Dope. Thank you for that, Bert. And that sounds about right. And that's exciting because I'm going to fuck with that.
Absolutely. And I think on their website or even on Twitter, they'll share videos that are being created by the red tag users, which are, like I said, artists, developers, all sorts of things that are, however you get listed in that group of people that are testing it. So there's a ton of videos out that people are generating right now.
Do you think that you'll be able to like feed it information so that have a seat, Bert, says Hoddle in the chat. Nah, Bert's gonna dance. Do Do you think? God damn it! I got distracted. What was I thinking?
In the future, generate video, you said?
Future generating videos. Oh, do you think you'll be able to like feed it like a prompt, like I'm gonna tell a story, and these are the characters, and
Oh,
then
absolutely.
continue to evolve. Like this is chapter 1, chapter 2, or episode 1, episode 2. Like, and
So
then it'll
what
just like keep up, or would you have to like keep like feeding it a new
what
script almost that
when you're saying in the future, absolutely yes, 100%. But the question
yeah.
is like how
You,
far in the future, and the
I was
capacity of
gonna say
like,
how far to that,
well,
because
I
that's
don't
gonna
think
be
that far, to
crazy.
be honest. I
It
mean,
doesn't seem that far
to
from
be
what I just fucking saw.
to
Like,
be honest, I don't think, I mean, I don't know how many years, but I don't think we're far off from, this is where you just had all this is exactly why you had the writer strike of the Screen Actors Guild and everything, because they are realizing that potentially if you buy their likeness, you buy their voice, anything like
mm-hmm,
that, you will no longer need them.
right.
You could generate all sorts of things. Potentially you could buy an actor as an NFT and then use them for your movie. Um,
You know what?
what's that?
Sell your likeness for a lot of
Well,
fucking
no,
money then.
well, absolutely. It's
Like
yeah.
just use this argument as like this is what you're going to be able to do with it, and you're going to be able to create complete movies with me for the rest of eternity.
Well,
you guys are going to like that's what
Bruce
should
Willis
happen.
did. Bruce Willis did before he got
Yeah,
sick.
Bruce
And
Willis
he
did. What
did
did
it to an Asian company, and they were using him in he's like a 30-year-old version of him. They're using him in commercials. I think it was a company out of China.
how much did he get for that?
I have no idea. It's under litigation from his family because he did it and he's not well,
Yeah, yeah.
anyways, but yeah, I mean, you could 100%. I mean, to be honest, what you're going to see, and I don't know how long, it could be next year, it could be 10 years, but you're going to log into Netflix, Hulu, HBO, things like that, and you'll be able to curate your own movie. You're going to be like, I want a rom-com with these actors in it. I want it to be 2 hours in length, and this is what I want it to do. And potentially people that are curating even their content on a platform like that, whether it's Netflix, YouTube, whatever, you could subscribe to watch what somebody else has created, whether it's TV show, a movie, things like that. And that will 100% be a reality.
It's gonna be wild. I think I had it on the screen. I took it down. But Hoddle's saying that's some Black Mirror stuff. That is some Black Mirror shit.
It is 100% Black Mirror stuff. But I mean, if you look at what's happened already, just again, I'm going back to like within just, I don't know how many 90s kids, 80s, 90s, even 2000s you've watched this kind of scope of what's happened. I think I was listening to Don Allen the other day. He was an augmented reality artist, and he was talking about the implications of even AI and how it's being used just for finding the content that you want to watch. Because right now, every single day, this is going to blow your mind. Every single day, it's 50 years worth of content being uploaded to YouTube. So you couldn't even watch every single day. The amount of content is 50 years worth. So so you need AI to be able to scrum through what you're going to watch, what you're going to listen to, all these sorts of things, because the amount it's just like, when Spotify came out, every independent artist, it used to be I used to have to go to a studio, I used to have to record, I used to have to get my CDs, I used to have to figure out a way to upload it eventually. And now it's any artist, I can go record something and have it on Spotify in an hour. You know what I mean? The amount of content that is being uploaded every single day, that's where, AI will come into play. It's not only going to be creating content, it's going to be sifting content, it's going to be curating it for you so you can, watch what you watch, just like our social media curates off of what you're looking at.
Seriously.
Just like if you go to talk about something or look at, and I'm not going to get into that, but just like if you're, looking into something, it creates that, data within your phone. So then you get Amazon ads for everything you were looking at. So that's your ad data, right? So you're going to have your own AI sifting through these things that is the content that you want coming in.
Yeah, that's very interesting to think about. Do you think that whenever, well, I'm thinking about the video thing again. My head's still back at Sora, and like, will you be able to? Do they have stipulations around being able to like monetize using AI stuff? I feel like that was a thing somewhere I saw at one point where you couldn't
Monetize
be
using. Sorry.
like you couldn't use. You're not supposed to use AI images and make money off of them or something. I feel like
Well,
I
that
saw that somewhere.
Yeah, as of right now, there you can't put an IP or intellectual property behind AI, and they're still fighting that because it's like technically the idea for what it generated came from my IP, from me. So
Right.
it's going to be a lot. I mean, we're just like when NFTs, just like when crypto, everything. We're in the Wild West. There's going to be new laws. They're going to take away ones. They're going to adapt them. But as of right now, yeah, they're basically saying that if you go generate an image, but there's tons of people saying. I mean, you go to Fiverr, go to what's that one? The Etsy. Go to Etsy. There's tons of AI generated stuff you can buy right there.
Right.
People are doing it, but potentially, if you turn it into a millions of dollar company, they're going to come after you. You know what I mean? I mean, they could based off of
Yeah.
the current laws or what they're doing. But I think it's really that you can't prove that you own it as of right now, because essentially you're using something like you're using OpenAI as a language model, even though the idea came from me, the iteration of it. So, but then you come into all sorts of implications, because if I come up with the original idea and I use one AI to do this and another AI to do this and then this, and it's like this full tech stack of all these different things that have encompassed to create this thing, then why can't I IP it, right? I
Right.
had to do all these things to make it real.
Right.
In my mind, it's just like if I create
You're the
content,
orchestrator.
just because I did something in Photoshop doesn't mean I can't IP it because Photoshop owns it. That's kind of like what I'm thinking. It's like it doesn't really
Yeah.
make sense to me that way, because it's the same thing. Anything you do, I use Adobe Suite. Does that mean Adobe owns all my content because I created it? No, they don't. So I don't understand the full capacity on how they're shutting off that filter right now to say you can't put any sort of license or IP on AI generated stuff.
Well, I feel like that would have to change eventually, because like that, I mean, just what you just kind of said there is such a good argument for for why it would change. Do you think there's got to be, what comes to mind immediately is there's got to be, and if there isn't, I feel like somebody could crush it at this. There's got to be a DJ out there, probably like some sort of EDM style DJ that is exclusively using AI to create all of their music. I would embrace that, like be like the AI artist that does that.
Dude,
That would
yeah, absolutely. And
maybe
yeah, I mean,
that's what Crafter can be, an AI artist. I've always wanted to create music.
my DJ at my wedding, I just got married in October, and my DJ at my wedding was AI.
Really?
Yep, we
I guess.
curated plays. It did all the mix for us. It did everything. Did all the transitions, paired together the right songs. We paid like $5 for the month to use it.
I mean, that does make sense that something could do that pretty efficiently.
Yeah.
Nuts. There's got to be people using AI to create music out there, right?
Oh yeah.
I don't. Are there like tools that are specifically AI for music? Like
There's already a ton of stuff.
Like making like the sounds, whatever that's called.
Yeah, I could make a song right now through here. I just had it up the other day. What is it? It's called Voicify, VOICIFY.ai, and you just type in the artist you want, and you can generate a song using their voice. You know what I mean? So that's just one. There's so many AI music tools, even for like beat generation, for the different songs. There's another one called like cassette AI or tape AI, something to that effect, and it actually generates full instrumentals for you and whatever you type in.
That's nuts.
Yeah,
I wanna mess around with that.
Yeah, I want to say it's cassette. Cassette AI. Your co-pilot for AI music generation. Yeah, cassette AI. So I'm not sure if my screen's still sharing.
It's not. I'm swimming around. I'm
No
swimming
worries.
around
No worries.
underwater.
You can
But
you can keep it on yours. Anyways, for
no,
anyone interested in that stuff,
I want to see yours, so I'm gonna switch it over there. 1 second. I was just exploring the island.
Yeah.
Add to stage. There we go.
So yeah, so there it is. I've used it before. I've used it on mobile. You sign in, you launch, it creates an instrumental for you. And
What's this called?
cassette AI.
Cassette.
AI.com. Yeah, not .ai. The other one was voicify.ai. And that's like, so Voicify is pretty interesting because so cassette AI is like, hey, I want to create like a metal instrumental, or I want to create a hip hop lo-fi instrumental that I can put on my YouTube series, right? And that'll do it for you. You type in what you want and like what characteristics, and it'll generate the instrumental for you. Whereas Voicify is actually like you can use different artists, and you can actually create. So I can use like Homer Simpson, I can use Donald Trump, I can use Peter Griffin, I can use Goku, I can use SpongeBob, and I can use their voice. I can create a song, all sorts of stuff.
Why can you use those?
Because they haven't been, again, man, we're in the Wild West. It's somebody sampled it. It's just the same thing. Like right now I could take
Sample in music, I guess.
I could take 15 seconds to 20 seconds of your voice, and with 11 labs, I could have a full, crafter that I can use anytime I want.
Insane.
Yeah.
So there's like no. Do you think eventually those like using like Goku's voice could get taken down?
100%. Yeah. There is intellectual property there. Yeah. So like,
okay.
just like you get DMCA'd for playing music on YouTube or Twitch, or you get copyright strike or anything like that. The same thing could happen here, because eventually, and that's where again I kind of believe that AI and blockchain are a perfect pair, because there has to be some sort of way to validate things. And I don't know as of right now a better way to validate things than having some proof of whether you actually own it. And what better way than to have it like maybe a soul token, right? Everyone's talking about it. Kind of went away, but like soul tokens on Ethereum, or maybe eventually a soul token on BRC20 or something to that effect could make it so you always own it, right? And then that's your way to verify. And maybe so like I'm an artist, and let's say I open it up so you can bid to use my likeness and voice for your project. And then it's like a contract that goes through and it allows you to use it while you're making your movie for up to a year or something like that, until the contract's voided, and then it goes away. And there would be some sort of like proof to say like, yep, I had this contract. It showed I had this NFT and I was signed, and I'm legally allowed to use this artist likeness for this project.
I feel like blockchain like is absolutely the answer for that, right?
Yeah. No, I mean it makes sense. It totally makes sense.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, and it's kind of the other thing that I'm sure made sense to him at the time. It just scares the shit out of me is the OpenAI, the Sam Altman again doing his thing with WarCoin, which is the orbs, right? So you go scan your eyes, and that's just too much Minority Report for me. A little too much, I don't want to walk into the Gap and they're like, hey, how's it going, dude? Here's all the stuff that we saw you shopped in the mall. And not that I don't think I've walked in a Gap since I was 9, but
here's exactly what you're here for.
Yeah. No, and so I mean that's a way of verification, right? Is your eyeballs, but then you got a black market of people swapping eyeballs. So that's
that makes me queamish. Are eyeballs a good metric for ID verification? Are people's eyeballs really different and stay the same over time, or what?
From what I know, I don't know enough about it to make like a certain claim, but from what I have like read over the years and what I've seen people use it for in tech, it is a solid verification tool and security. But I don't know. I feel like there would be a way
You always
to
see
like
it on the
get around
movies.
it. I feel like there'd be yeah, of course you always see it like right Mission Impossible and things like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like there eventually would be a way to get around it. Because imagine you could see someone's eyeball, right, with your AI, and then because there's already 3D modeling AIs, and imagine they get so good they're like Unreal Engine, and then I can go 3D model your eyeballs and perfect that I've taken
Right.
from all these videos of you, right? I have a perfect model of your eyeball, and then I take them and print them somehow. So
Right.
again, we're talking really down a rabbit hole right now. But again, I don't know the security implications of that, but I feel like personally, I feel like blockchain is the whether what chain it's on or however it comes into being. I feel that makes the most sense to kind of protect intellectual property and against what AI is going to potentially try and take from people.
Right. Yeah. Oh, this is what I was going to pull up. Let's circle back to Bert had a question of what's 11 Labs. I was pulling it up as well. This is the generative voice AI.
Yeah. So 11 Labs is incredible. I've been using it since they pretty much came to life. And there's voices on there. You could like right now, you could go, do the whole sampling of your voice and load it. And you can let people all over the world use your voice right now. You can basically give it away for free. So there's people doing that. There's people doing that so that their voice is out there and it's right. Especially if you have a recognizable voice, you have a radio voice, movie voice, things like that. People are already using that. There's different. It's incredible. So like right now, you could also take like I'm 90% sure you can do this on 11. You can take your audio right from a video, and then you can translate it to other languages so that then you have all the translations and everything up on your YouTube video where it's even you talking in Spanish or German or French. So 11 Labs, if you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend diving in there. What they're doing is incredible for capturing not only or breaking language barriers, but also for voice generation and the implications of what you can do with that.
I could run an episode of Behind the Avatar through this, and it would spit it out with German.
Yeah, I'm like 99% sure. Now I'm 99. It went up 9%.
We're getting more and more confident.
Yeah. I know I've seen it. I haven't done it personally, but I know I've seen it because I follow 11 Labs and I see all their updates and things like that. So, yeah, I highly recommend checking them out. Again, if you're not really too much into AI, I'd step into starting with a language model. There's a ton of great ones out there. Obviously, the most used one I think right now is ChatGPT. But also just look into like if you're thinking something should be an AI, search in Google. There's a chance it's come out or it's coming out. Because that's how I'm finding these things, like cassette AI. That's how I found it. I was like, I need an instrumental for something I was building, and I had all these services I already used, but they weren't giving me what I wanted. So I went in here, and sure enough, I put in my prompt, and cassette AI made me the exact instrumental that I wanted.
That's
yeah, it's crazy.
It's not. I started my journey into AI world. It was ChatGPT. That was like the first thing that I started testing out and using, and then eventually they said you want to upgrade to this and pay for it, and I was like, fuck it, why not? And I did that, and I was like, damn. This is pretty dang cool. And then I just kept using it, and they keep adding things. They added where it can do images now, so I mess around with that every once in a while. And it's like I know that there's all kinds of other ones out there too, but I just don't use anything other than ChatGPT itself enough to warrant me paying for it yet. But I feel like the video thing might hook me. If
Absolutely.
if
Yeah,
that
and
isn't, if that's a higher tier of chat GPT, I'll
I
probably end
imagine
up
it
paying
probably
that.
would be a
Yeah.
higher tier, and I will gladly pay it because I
Yeah.
will be using it, whether it's them or again I can't think of the name. If I do, I'll message it to you. But there was another one I saw the other day where I was like, again, like, wow, this is truly incredible. So they're all, again, Coke, Pepsi. There'll be other ones. It'll just
100%.
be who you're using, and it's kind of one of I think my first paid AI subscription was Midjourney within the Discord, and I stopped paying for that, after but again, there's just so many other ones now that I'm either already in with like ChatGPT, so I just use Dolly, or there's other ones that I use that I've seen them work just as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild. It's wild how fast they like get better and better too.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
But I guess we're to the point where a lot of the busy work can be done by things like ChatGPT.
Yeah.
That like think about how much they're probably super leveraging AI to like continue to iterate and build their stuff, don't you think? How do you think they handle that? Because
Who?
there's a point where open AI, how do you
Yeah.
think them as a business, how do you think they regulate and like draw the line between using AI to do things and not?
I think we have no idea what they're doing internally, and
Like,
I
is it
don't
all
know
being
that we have.
run by AI?
I don't know that we ever will. For all we know, Sam Altman's connected to AI somehow. You know, no, but I it's one of those things, because there was that whole debacle that happened. Remember when they kicked him out of the company and all this stuff started happening and things like that. That was all because there was some project being worked on that scared the crap out of everyone, and they didn't know how to handle it, right? So human instinct, let's get rid of the creator, let's try and downscale, like, so there's I think there's so much happening so fast that they're not sure how to handle things, and they're basically making it up, right? That's where it's, and maybe they're using AI to help them to dictate their rule of law and how they're what can't be featured and what can. And again, it's like, what data are you feeding it, like, because that's the scariest thing to me is, anyone who can take anything like this that eventually becomes open source and you have it running internally, and it's, what can you create, and it's going to be depending on the human that is creating that AI. And are you a good person, are you a bad person? What's your motivation? Are you trying to take down Fort Knox? Like what's going on there? So I'm hopeful that the people that are behind a lot of these things are doing things for good. But as we know, human nature, not everything that, even if you have good intentions, comes out to be good.
This is true. This is very true, and that's, I guess, the always going to be the debacle between anything like this is at the end of the day, it is going to kind of come down to who's behind things and the motivations that they have and what they're building towards. Hopefully we all choose wisely and build towards good stuff, right?
Does audio come through your end if you play a video? It's just not when me sharing. I'm trying to see how everyone can hear audio if we share something.
I could, but I think when I do that, if I talk, you will hear an echo. But we can do that to like show something, and then
let me send you something. I want people to see this. I kind of want to make a transition to what's happening in the ordinals, because I know a lot of
I was just thinking about how to segue to ordinals.
So let's I want to send you a video.
Hard left.
Yeah. So, and you guys can put, if you're already in the ordinal space, if you're looking into things being built on Bitcoin. Obviously, about a year ago, you would have been early in the space when everything was starting to happen. People will say, if you're just getting in now, that you might be a little late. Not at all. Obviously, there's going to be the early adopters that are doing great right now with everything being up, and they're good game, right? They're killing it. But I don't think it's ever too late to get in there. It's just like when, anyone who was just getting into this, whether it was finding the sandbox, whether it's finding NFTs, Ethereum, Solana, whatever you want to put that. If you're not looking into the ordinal space or Bitcoin, you're doing yourself a disservice, because just like what we're building, within the sandbox, and it moved from Ethereum to Polygon, and there's always going to be these things happening. But you have to really think of, Bitcoin is the gold standard, right? It is
right. That's been my thought, and that's why I'm kind of like kicking myself. Like, why? Like, I've always thought like everyone kind of uses Bitcoin as like the standard. So if they have NFTs on Bitcoin, I feel like that's probably going to be a thing that catches on, and and here we are. But I still just have not taken any action on it, which is like kind of just my MO. I hear about things and then I am like, oh, maybe I'll do it, and then I just never get around to it. And I think it's part of it is because like I've been burned enough times that like I don't ever get like super excited for anything anymore. I'm just like, that may or may not pan out, but like I just like I like to just like sit back and watch it happen and then be like, oh, nice, that was good for them, because like otherwise it's like highs and lows.
Yeah, and it's always going to be like that, though. I mean, I think the first time I've really, I mean, don't get me wrong, there was, times in 2014 I was talking about, buying Bitcoin and all these things and doing this, but my first cycle was 2017, and that the last one was my second one, and I think as you go on, you kind of desensitize yourself to things. You kind of take out those original like high and low emotions of like where obviously you get pumped, right? No matter what, you get pumped. And right now, what is got me so excited is not just what's happening with ordinals on Bitcoin and actually inscribing onto there's so many videos out here. I don't want to misstep or say something that maybe I don't fully understand, because I'm still doing my own research, but I would definitely check out creators that are building. So if you look into like Node Monkeys, NODMONKE, some people are saying Node Monks, I believe it's Node Monkeys. Yeah, I think originally, but it's Node Monkeys. But there's a lot of projects on there. There's Quantum Cats, some of the OG ones. There's
like some sort of like mushroom thing.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. So those were some of the first. So you can actually look at like what they call like rare sats, right? And these are.
I was gonna say, what the fuck is a rare sat? I keep like I've been hearing people talk about rare sats for like it feels like a year now.
Yeah.
It probably has been, and it's like, and people, it's like, God damn it, people are still talking about these rare sats. I should have just hopped on the bandwagon, messed around, picked up some rare sat in ordinals, and then and then waited for them to skyrocket, because I know how this plays out. But instead, I just was like, I'm just gonna ignore this, because I'm sure it's just something stupid.
And to your point, I think after the last cycle was so high, we saw the newest biggest all-time high. NFTs were selling for ridiculous amounts of money. They still are. Somebody's bought a punk for like 14 or 16 million the other day. Total flex move for sure.
Flex on them is what that guy said.
He's whipping his Rolex out. So I think you get these massive highs, and it's something that it is talked about, but it's rarely talked about. It's mental health within this capacity, because refreshing the page 1,000 times a day is not going to make things change the way you think they are. So it's not healthy. I don't recommend it. So you have to have some sort of balance, but you also do need to realize this is new. This is amazing technology. It's very forward thinking. If you want to be a part of it, you are going to have to spend time. You are going to have to research. You are going to have to connect with people, which is at the end of the day what went through was is you have these amazing communities that are building these projects. It's built on the community, right?
That's the fun part.
It's the value that we put on it. That's right. It's like people are like, how could I'll never forget a good friend of mine. How could someone buy a JPEG of an ape for that much money? And I was like, well, you don't understand what that represents.
Because you want to be part of.
And the connections that were made from that community and what else they did. And the, the generational wealth that was accrued through the last cycle, not just the people holding the bag at the end, but the people that would sell. And that's something to remember too. It's like, you got to remember this, we call them cycles for a reason. There is an up and there is a bottom.
Right. So
whether you take some on the way up or on the way down, you just don't want to be the one left all the way at the bottom holding your bag. So that as much as we say this is all community at the end of the day, this is somewhat of a competition. I think I was just watching Alex Becker talk about it. Not it's, I don't know. You gotta give and take a little bit. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not here to tell you to sell everything. I'm not here to tell you to take it to the end. But at the end of the day, you just need to do what's comfortable for you. I've seen a lot of like sell shaming going on with like the ape community and things like that. And it's like, you know what? I mean, if they want it, you have no idea what someone's going through, dude. Like maybe their house is falling apart. Maybe they need a new car, and that's all something that is provided by them being in this community. So I think you have to look at the good and try and not sway too much of your mental health into the negativity. But I do want to really, before, we go down too many rabbit holes. If the audio comes through here, this is one of the best breakdowns I've seen. There's a really, really good breakdowns that I'll shout out. If you guys follow me, this is a video breakdown though, so it's a little bit more eye appealing, and I think it'll provide a firm understanding for people who have no idea. So a quick explanation: NatCats, they're brand new. It's based off of DMT, digital matter theory, and I will let this gentleman explain, and then we can kind of dive into that.
Oh yeah, let's do it. I have to do one thing. And then I'll try not to talk too much so that you don't get a bunch of echo, but you are going to get an echo here.
Yeah. It's about 5 minutes.
We'll watch. I'm gonna make it full screen.
This cattle sold for 1.3 bitcoins, around $80,000 through a fucking Google sheet, and here's everything you need to know about it. In this video, we'll talk about why NatCats is getting so hyped, what is this new tech that's coming to Ordinals, and why you should care about it. At the end, I will share my top 3 reasons why it will succeed. Let's dive in. NatCats started around 2 weeks ago and could only be traded through Discord, looking at Google Sheets. More than 140 bitcoins was traded like that. It's mind-blowing. I had so many tabs open, it was so overwhelming trying to buy one, and now I have 3. By the way, disclaimer before I forget, this is not a financial advice. This content is for educational purpose only, and I'm just sharing my thoughts and showing that my money is where my mouth is. So what the fuck is a NatCat? NatCats are the first on-chain art collection created from DMT or UNet. Wait a second, Brooks. What is DMT and UNet? DMT is digital matter theory, and UNet, unique non-arbitrary token. DMT is a concept that treats digital data as a tangible material that can be shaped and utilized for creating unique digital assets. If the blockchain has specific numbers like 88, 420, or other combinations, a specific traits will appear in the cat. For example, my cat is a block number 828846. So now let's go to natcat.xyz and see what this beauty looks like. The number 8 next to another 8 generates one bow on the left and another on the right. This makes every piece of art unique. In the block that contains the number 420, for example, well, I don't have to tell you, right? You probably know what we will generate. I will leave the link to the traits docs down below so you can check it out which one is, there's a bunch. Each NatCat has unique traits generated autonomously based on the Bitcoin blockchain data. This also means new cats could potentially appear in a few years that are even more rare. Check this out. There are 0 cats with double bow alien tie. Why? Because the block number has to contain 5 consecutive 8s. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. Side by side. Okay, now that you understand how the traits and rarity work, you must be wondering, how the heck are NatCats generated? And why do people look for sub 50k? What does that even mean? Sub 50k means the OG blocks that released the first generations of netcats, which happened back in 2010. The next generation happened in 2011, and then again in 2020, and now in February 2024. Netcats currently have a supply of 8,064. Each one corresponds to a specific Bitcoin block. But why only 8,064 and not 800,000 plus, since we have that amount of blocks generated? Well, because netcat is only created when a specific pattern 3B shows up in the bits field of a Bitcoin block. When this happens, 2016 new cats are generated. Okay, I know this is getting a little bit too technical and I don't want to lose you, so bear with me. All you need to know is that the 3B pattern has only shown up 4 times in Bitcoin's history so far, on average once every 4 years. So 4 times 2016 equals 8,064, today's supply. We don't know when this pattern will show up again, but there will be occasionally supply increases, so keep that in mind. In my opinion, this is actually a good thing. This will cause the sub 50k, currently 25% total supply, to gradually decrease as the new blocks and cats are introduced. This expansion will amplify rarity, making the way for new trades in the coming years. Honestly, the inflation isn't a big deal. Given the rarity of this pattern repeating, it's worth noting that a decade has passed without it happening. For this first time, we have an NFT project that will persist with or without its founder. If the pattern happens again in 20 years, the new supply can be acquired by anyone. Now you are asking, how will the art be rendered on-chain? The script for rendering the asset is on-chain, so every mint inscription points to the script, meaning this project will outlive us whether you like it or not. This whole project is a product of Bitcoin, and it will indefinitely be a topic of conversation because it is dependent only on Bitcoin blockchain and no one else. Here are my top 3 reasons why I think this project will succeed. First, art. This piece of art somehow hits you. It's unique, super recognizable, large pixel type art. I just like it. Fresh, yet crypto native. Second, in the same way that CryptoPunks popularized the 10K PFP culture, netcats are popularizing a ton of DMT projects. And third, it's a project that will last forever. It operates autonomously and relies only on patterns and numbers to continue as a timeless piece of art. If you like this video, make sure you like, follow, and leave me a comment below to help the X algorithm. It means a lot to me. I'll come at you with more Web3 content soon, so peace out.
Let me turn that off so that you don't get reverb. Holy shit. That was a good video. I hope the audio came through, and hopefully I don't get in trouble for that. But
no, he's cool. Brooks will appreciate that more people are seeing. He put that up for educational purposes. Give him a follow. There's a ton of people. If you guys have questions about this, please feel free to reach out to me on Twitter. There's a lot. I'm lucky enough that I'm friends with people that are a lot smarter than me and understand this a lot better than I do and are able to explain this even more. But I mean, as you see, for the first time ever, we have something that is creating, right, through digital matter theory and a non-arbitrary tokens. We have something that could potentially live on forever, and the implications of that are incredible. And this has come up. So one shout out that I have to give: follow The Block Runner. You can look them up, The Block Runner. They have an amazing YouTube show, and they break this stuff down. And seriously, these guys are like my favorite. If just look them up on YouTube, check out their content. They really deep dive into, and they're kind of the original people to propose digital matter theory and really dive into UNATs. And I don't know if that's for sure, but that's what I've come through my research. But definitely look into them, what they're doing, and talking about bitmaps. So what you see there, like on their banner right there, is bitmaps, which is also kind of based off of this same type of theory. But the cats themselves have created, there's already so many different UNAT projects. If you go to like Magic Eden right now on Bitcoin, so if you just go to like magiceden.io, I'll show you how many projects on there. So Nat cats were generated, I want to say like they're 3 weeks old or 3.5 when that script came out from Eevee. So definitely follow Nat cats. Their creator Yvonne Bit is incredible. Truly amazing what he was able to build. And so that it's just like he said, just like when CryptoPunks came, the cat, not too much pun intended, cat was out of the bag, right? Same thing, same thing with the Nat cats. This has been released, and now people are thinking of all the projects that they can build right now that will live on long after they're gone. And something that the Block Runner brought up on their last show was like, so imagine like, and obviously, you know, this just proposing here, but an awful thing to say, but let's imagine all of Yuga Labs when, you know, there was a plane crash. So there would be no more Yuga Labs.
Right.
With Nat Cats, the creator Yvonne Bit, same thing. Nat Cats lives on forever. There, you know what I mean?
Dude, that's what caught my ears perked up at was whenever I realized that is that what non-arbitrary means?
Well, yeah, there's a lot between DMT, non-arbitrary token, and then even what he was saying, you know, living on it's working autonomously. So essentially, he's written this script. So even when a new Nat cat is born, it goes back and it looks at the script, which is on-chain data, right? And so that's where it's living. It's a living thing on Bitcoin, and that's where we say, you know, Nat cats is a representative of our past, our present, and our future, because as you saw, they were brought into life years ago based off of that 3B. But it wasn't until it was created by Yvonne to be programmed that way. And this is just the beginning, because a lot of the contracts that are coming out like Nat cats are still using what he created with that 3B appearing. There's other ones that are using different fields. They're using the different bit fields other than 3B. So this is just, again, we're less than a month in, and that's why I thought it was important to bring it up to everyone to start researching these things, because a year down the road, 2 years down the road, people are going to ask, like, where were you when, you know, this new technology was created, and the implications of what it's going to do. I mean, imagine even potentially. Yeah, the chart's gonna be all over the place. I mean, again,
well, I like to see this because I'm thinking about picking some up. So
yeah,
keep on going down.
Yeah,
I'll take a little dip ski and then shoot her back up.
Yeah, I think point one sitting right around 6,000 Bitcoin right now, or 6,600. So they were just at 0.1 earlier today. So you have just like any project, just like there's huge amount of CryptoPunks holders. This was a free project. This was free to mint. You had to. I was gonna
say, how did people get them, and what's the setup for after, or not after, whenever another is it AB? Is that what it was?
3B.
Whenever another 3B comes across.
So
what is that? Pause before we go into that. What is the 3B on? It's on a bit. So what it? I don't understand what's going on.
To really understand this, again, I would watch the Block Runner. I am not the person to explain it because I'm still learning. So you have to. It's in the they explain bits field data and block height and everything else and how that works. So the Block Runner guys are the ones to watch for this. They truly understand it, and they're able to explain it.
That makes sense.
But yeah, so that pattern appearing, just like you said, there was a gap of time on that timesheet, and again, I recommend following. One of my favorite to follow is Beto or Ordinaals. I'm gonna just send you this in the private chat.
But what if so this is where my head's at right now, and it's driving me nuts.
Yeah.
What if this actually is, and it is, it's only how old is this? A month?
Yeah, so it's like a month old. So when I was buying these, it wasn't even listed on Magic Eden because it's brand new technology. They had to figure it out, how to actually be able to post this, and actually list the cats. And all the other, DMT and NAT derivatives that are going to be coming out. They had to build in this functionality, and they did it very quickly. I mean, it was within after they really started going off, it was within like a week and a half.
Mhm.
They were listed, but we were buying these OTC over the counter, and we were in a Discord going through Google spreadsheets and
Yeah, I
verifying
saw that.
every single cat we wanted to buy. And so that's
How much were they going for whenever you were doing that?
I think the first cat I bought was right around the 500-600 mark. And then they just started climbing though. So every other cat I bought was more expentive, and
like
just like you said, the dip, I'll probably buy another one. So I have a plan. Obviously, if these go up crazy, there's some things I would like to do, but I have a couple that I'll be holding for the long term for sure. As I think just the historical value, and I truly believe in what this creator has done, and the caliber of what he's done. So I just want to keep it just for historical value. And I really, just kind of like you were saying there, I really like the art. Mine that popped out to me, my new PFP on Twitter is
I do like the art. The art's fun.
Yeah. No, I think it's very like a long lasting. A buddy of mine, a recent, we're all kind of becoming friends on Twitter and everything. And he just made a t-shirt. I have a post where I'm making a hoodie. I'm just waiting for it to come in, and I really just want to rep the art too.
Yeah, I feel it. I think the art is fun. We're turning into art connoisseurs, but I that's what I always go with whenever I'm thinking about any of this stuff, is like what are the vibes of the art and the people that are talking about it. So because you were the one that started talking about Nat Cats first. You got it on my radar, and then like I don't even know. It was probably a couple of weeks at least, maybe more, after you started talking to me about it. Then I started seeing a couple other people on Twitter tweeting about it, and then whenever they got onto Magic Eden, then I started seeing a lot of people talking about it.
Cat takeover.
Yeah, and I was just like, God damn it! I saw that coming, and I didn't take action.
Yeah. And sometimes with this stuff, man, if you have any sort of gut feeling on it,
you got to.
Like,
and I guess I just wasn't.
I
wasn't quite there to like accepting that we were out of the bear market and people were ready to spend money again, but there's money moving around right now, so I think
absolutely
people are willing to do this right now.
Yeah, and I have no idea how what do I know about bear and bull and things like that. For my understanding, I feel like we've only been in a bull for like 2 months because of watching things start to go green. But it also depends on what you're in, right? If you've been in ordinals, it might feel like a bull, a little bit longer. It might feel like it just started. If you're only in TSB assets, the bull's not even begun, right? So there's always different ways to gauge it, and that's kind of like what I was coming back to earlier. It's have fun along the way, but also remember that these things come in cycles. And
exactly.
But that's what I always appreciated too about like new things, and why I dove into Nat Cats. I understood right away that this is the future of a lot of projects. I mean, could you imagine the implications of being able to do something that lives on? You could basically write in a company that onboards a new 1,000 members, or again, this is like a community, right? So the Nat Cats will grow and bring people on forever. And so imagine being able to use the same process to actually create a Fortune 500 company that only allows new stockholders when a pattern comes in. And then they have to bring that in. And again, I hate to always bring this up, but it's like, it's an easy way for people to understand. If you've ever seen Ready Player One and they have to go find those golden keys, right? Imagine these golden keys being written by this, this amazing project, or this amazing coder, script writer that was able to come in and design something so hard to find that eventually you're finding it within, this blockchain or Bitcoin metaverse. And that's kind of like what Bitmaps is, which is considered one of the, original projects with understanding this new technology. And Nat Cats is kind of the original to create what it's done here, but Bitmaps is a whole nother rabbit hole to go down as far as like a blockchain metaverse.
That this?
No, it should be.
Let's see, Bitmaps.
No,
this is Blitmap with an L. I think
BITMAPS.
BITMA. Yes.
Just go down to bitmap at 00. Or it might be that one. No, it's one of those top ones. Here, let me send it to you. It's probably right on the.
Because is bitmap like more of a?
There you go. This is bitmap. So again,
okay.
I'm still learning about this.
Generative. This reminds me of then like art blocks. Or
this is like blockchain metaverse. This is Bitcoin metaverse land. This is like buying land in the sandbox. From what I understand, again, don't take everything I say. Please, do your own research.
What's up with all the different designs?
Watch the Block Runner. They have an episode all about bitmaps, about why they're so important, about the future of this technology, what people are building. I'm seeing 3D models being created that are for bitmaps, avatars, all sorts of things already. So this was out of the bag, I think, a little over a year ago. And so it also depends on, so basically those numbers, those inscription numbers, or the map number you're looking at, like .bitmap, the lower that number, the more expensive these become. So, and again, I could be thinking this wrong, but I kind of look at it as like, like a TV station or an FM radio station or something to that effect, but it's also the inscription. So again, please watch the Block Runner. They're going to explain this. I'm just bringing it to you. Don't take anything I say as a full understanding. But please dive into bitmaps. They're really, really interesting. Beasting and I are really just starting to get in. We always, again, it's one of those things. I wish I would have, got in a year ago so I could fully understand and be able to fully explain it to you right now. But give me a few months and I'll have a much better understanding.
Dude, no, I'm interested. It's definitely, like I said, so many different people have been talking about it for so long, and like the idea of it all, like just like having a Bitcoin NFT, like and more, like, I mean, it's a Bitcoin NFT. That's what it is, and there's so many different things that you can do with NFTs over on Ethereum that I've seen and everywhere else that that EVM is, I guess, and to now be able to see that you can do similar but different things, and people are coming up with different things over on Bitcoin, like it just makes sense that that is going to be a thing, because like we said earlier, like Bitcoin is like the
honest,
the staple. So
to be honest, I see it as the thing. Like, don't get me wrong, there's going to be all these amazing like games that are built on Web3. They're going to, and we'll always have these new things that are built, and then we're always going to dive into. But I think, potentially, our children could, be doing things inside of these metaverses, inside VR, and it's all going to be built on chain. And because of the standard,
and you think it'll be on Bitcoin?
Yeah, and I think, I mean, again, imagine, I don't know what the rules are for like Ethereum. What if Vitalik writes something that takes out Ethereum?
Right.
What if I don't know. And again, I don't know about Bitcoin. What if whoever Satoshi is reveals something but I don't think that's how that works. So I think that's why obviously Bitcoin is the gold standard. It's here. It's not gone anywhere. It came out. Whoever dropped it, whether it was the CIA or someone named Satoshi or whoever else, it's not going anywhere. And I think this kind of evolution of where we've gone, of seeing like what CryptoPunks did on those chains and everything else, and kind of bringing that knowledge into what can be done now on Bitcoin, is creating this whole new evolution and revolution for what you're going to continue seeing on your timelines. And that's why I just tell people to start educating themselves, get involved, really understand it. Don't look at ordinals as some fad, because it is not. It is not going away. If anything, some of them will stand probably the strongest and probably stand the test of time. Sure. So I would definitely look at this, because you have to look at these things too, as things that are being built on other chains, and things not only the things being hosted there, a lot of things are off chain, right? Like Ethereum NFTs, the image we're
Yeah.
seeing are IFPS, right? They're being the
Right.
image is being stored somewhere else. What happens
Which
if
always
if
killed
that
me.
goes away? What happens if
Yeah.
that goes away?
Well,
You know,
coming from like I've messed around. For those of you that don't know, I've messed around. I have some friends that are way smarter than I am, and did the smart contract coding and all the web development stuff for me. And like, so we've released a few different NFTs. So I have experience with like doing it on EVM, and drives me nuts that like it hurts to think about how many things that are off chain about NFTs. Like whenever like we're able to, and we're still able to change the art if we wanted to, like, and or if we stop paying, if I stop paying to I think I have it on AWS right now. I know there's probably better places for it to be, but like right now it's on AWS. So like if I stop paying that, then now there's nothing.
yeah,
Like,
your project goes away.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and that's where this is like this is inscribed. That's why it's specifically, you know, you're inscribing it. I mean, we wrote things on stone. Now we're writing things on digital matter.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And
yeah.
it's this completely really cool thing in evolution and humanity and technology. And that's why I think, again, you're doing, anyone here who has not looked into it, look into it. And
100%.
Don't fade it. Don't fade it.
I feel that 1,000%, and it's definitely pushed me over the edge to finally look deeper. I'll, for those of you that tune in regularly, learn along with me. I'll keep you updated on what I'm figuring out and doing, because it's interesting stuff, and it feels very much like how Ethereum NFTs felt, is like, oh, this is the future. And now it's like, oh, well, this is fucking the future.
And yeah, and I don't want to push away anything to say, hey, Ethereum's going away or anything like that.
No,
because
I don't think
I'm still very involved in Ethereum and Solana and projects going on. And what's happening, what you're seeing right now is this quick liquidity grab from Ethereum NFTs to go to BTC, is because of this kind of FOMO of seeing this, like watching node monkeys go from 0.1 to 1 Bitcoin,
for sure.
You know,
people are being lunatics.
It happens. People, you know, I gotta have it now. So it's not going away. And then what will happen is when people make their money off Bitcoin NFTs, it's going to dump right back into
rotate back. You know? That's what it does. If you can keep up with the cycle, you're a really good trader. If you don't keep up with the cycle, and do stuff like me where you just kind of like observe the cycle, don't FOMO in until you're ready to lose everything that you're putting in, because you could FOMO in at the wrong time. You could FOMO in at the right time too. So don't FOMO in, do your research, think about
I saw Bert asked, he said, NFA, but what do you think or believe BTC may reach this run? That's interesting. So I don't know, to be honest. So this is the first time we ever reached all-time high before a halving. So a lot of people call it, or, you know, what is dubbed the super cycle. So potentially because of that, I don't think myself or anyone really knows, because I don't know what's happening. And I think any tool that has come up for prediction in the past usually falls short in some way. There's been people who've been pretty close. But a lot of people are saying the 100K mark. I think that's totally feasible. I think that's 100% possible. I don't know if there will be a correction, before the halving or after the halving, where we could see it drop down to 50 again, right? But then a moonshot to 100 right after. So
I was gonna say I like play games as theory. You could definitely see it crashing, but then also ramping right back up and hitting that 100 mark, no problem. I would not ever be surprised if that would happen, or I also wouldn't be surprised if it just keeps fucking ripping.
Well, that's the thing. Is like what's happened. What's happened now has never happened in the history of Bitcoin, hitting an all-time high before a halving, right? So, and then what's also happened is you have ETFs. Bitcoin ETFs has never happened or existed before. So you have everyone on the stock market can go call their broker and trade Bitcoin at $30 or whatever they put in per share of that. So you have a huge onboarding of people of all ages. And I know you said you said definitely a young person thing. Yes and no. I mean, I think it's, I don't think whether how old you are. It's an intrigue, right? To dive in and look at these technologies. I mean, we have people in our group that are in their 60s that have been, and I don't want to say 70s, but definitely in their 60s. Because I don't know, maybe there's someone in their 70s, but I think what I know best is that I don't know. Right. I have no freaking thing. I mean, it could go to $10 tomorrow for all the hell I know,
Right.
And I'll say good job, it's a fun ride, and I'll go back to McDonald's.
Right. I'm definitely not someone to be taking financial advice from when it comes to this stuff, but also we could definitely be right. So we're just talking heads on a TV station.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. I can just do from what other people that I follow and have trusted, and that's what you have to do is you got to kind of make decisions on the information you're going to get and who you get it from your sources, and then ultimately make your own assumptions. But I see no reason why we couldn't do between 85 and 100 this cycle.
Yeah. Do you? I was just reading Bert's comment here. Tell me a little bit about this halving that I've heard of for years. What is that, and what is it? Why does it pertain to everything?
Think of it like the Olympics. Every 4 years, Bitcoin halves, and that's the supply. The supply of Bitcoin, it halves. It's a halvening. So it means the supply is getting scarcer. And it will do that until it reaches its, final, I forget what they said, what year it'll be, but until there's no more Bitcoins, right? Until it's just down to like, you can't even mine one anymore. Or these giant super plants that are mining Bitcoin won't even be able to get a percentage of one. But by then, Bitcoin could be at $2 million a coin, it makes it rare. So imagine if I went and burned 5,000 CryptoPunks and there was only 5,000 left.
Yeah.
The amount of money for a CryptoPunk would go to a value we'd never seen because
for sure
now half of them are gone.
Right.
So you have to think of Bitcoin. So So there you go.
Bitcoin
Play game for fun.
that
Around 100 years from now, Bitcoin will be pretty much, there will be no more left to mine.
No more left to mine, but everything that's already out there stays out there.
100%, which would make the value of Bitcoin be, who knows, in 100 years. It could be a billion, gajillion, zillion, whatever dollars they come up with per Bitcoin.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So the halving happens every 4 years.
Every 4 years, and it'll be April. I want to say we're looking at April 15th or something this year.
And it halves the whatever's left of the total supply.
Correct. It's a halving. Yeah. Just think of it as you're cutting it in half. So,
that's because that can be done because not all of the Bitcoin has been mined yet.
Well, it's that's how it works. It was written into this functionality.
Yeah,
there had to be
that's like that's how it happens though, is that because people are consistently mining for Bitcoin, like all the Bitcoin isn't out there yet, right?
Correct. Yeah, you have to mine Bitcoin to put it into a real supply
to make it into something. So there's like a total supply number, and that total supply is not all out distributed to the public, right?
Correct.
Is that,
yeah,
is that what's going on? I feel like I don't really know a whole lot about Bitcoin, so
yeah. Again, I would really look into this to dive in because I'm not going to be the best person to explain it. I'm great at kind of understanding things, video. But it's explaining it back. But from what I understand, an easy way to explain it is folding a piece of paper in half. Eventually, you're not going to be able to fold it anymore.
Right.
How many times can you fold a piece of paper until it's so strong you can't fold it? It just a simple way to kind of again. This is a gross understatement of what Bitcoin is, but as a way, if you keep putting something, eventually it's going to deplete. the supply, and that's what's written into how Bitcoin works, into its functionality. And again, we still don't know who created it and dropped that. They dropped it and disappeared.
It's interesting. All right. Well, frickin' A. Now I got a lot of stuff to research. I'll have to figure out a good way to research all of this and maybe make it into some sort of regurgitatable video for y'all, so you can get a good overview of what the hell's going on here. Once I get a good idea of what's going on, I still need to. I think I had made a Magic Eden wallet a while ago, but I have no idea where that like phrase is or anything. So I might
shout out to Magic Eden, what they have done. Bert says, interesting. I think it's only possible to fold a piece of paper 8 times in half. Yeah, I think it's something like that actually too, or like an 8 by 11 piece. But real quick, shout out to Magic Eden. What they have done with their wallet is truly incredible. I am pretty much away from Phantom. I mean, I have stuff in MetaMask and Phantom and everything, but I'm pretty much going exclusively to Magic Eden. They have everything in there. Solana, Polygon, Ethereum, all in one wallet. I can literally send Solana to the wallet, turn it into BTC right inside the wallet. Uniswap, none of that. None of it. Yeah. It's amazing. It's incredible. Heard
that's the best thing for it.
It's the best freaking wallet ever. They have points rewards. They have their diamond system. I freaking love it. Whatever they're doing. I love everything they're doing over there. I love the coalition they've made with the projects from like Yuga Labs, Hytopia. Like they have a whole list of people that are like exclusive partnered with, Magic Eden on this kind of forefront of what they're doing. So I think it's amazing. And especially if you're doing any sort of ordinals trading, it is kind of the gold standard right now is Magic Eden. I mean, there's a ton of other ones. There's Unisats. You can still get an Xverse wallet, but I highly recommend a Magic Eden wallet.
Yeah, I am definitely kind of looking into and working on figuring out. So what would you, as somebody that has already made this leap, what would you recommend as far as like transitioning from, because like pretty much everything that I have is on ledgers. Can you just connect your ledgers to Magic Eden then? Like is that
yeah, I think there's a whole process. Like, it's just like it's a hot wallet.
It's just like using MetaMask or whatever. Yep. So
Bert, okay. I'm not sure if you can. I'd have to look into the staking on Magic Eden. I think you can with diamonds, but I'm not sure it's open yet. I'd have to look. But that's a good question. I'll actually have to look into that.
And I just saw Play Games 5 to 8 million Bitcoin lost at the halving. What he thinks.
Yeah. All BTC lost.
Can stake what? Their token?
Again, you got to look into it. I don't know.
I bet you can stake their token maybe, but
well, I don't think it's fully launched yet. They have their diamond rewards, but I don't know if it's like all the way done. I'd have to look into it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to research that actually.
Well, this is a do your own research answer.
That's always my answer. Seriously, don't take the words out of my mouth.
I'm gonna definitely be looking into this. I'll do whenever I do create my wallet. I'll record it and kind of do a little walkthrough on that for everybody, just in case it is complicated. But I doubt it's going to be, so it'll probably be a short, sweet video.
And I think they even have rewards right now. You can claim NFTs. Nice. I did a couple like Solana NFTs that are Magic Eden sponsored, and they're only like $6 or something, but they're free. So you just pay like a gas fee. It's kind of cool. It's just to commemorate the wallet. Looking at myself tomorrow, but working. Okay.
Well, good luck looking it up. Let us know if you find anything awesome. What up, Roxy? Buenas noches.
Well, I know we're getting to the 2-hour mark here.
We are. I'm starting to hit that point where I'm like, all right, I feel like we should probably start wrapping it up. But we got all the way from I forgot what you guys are calling it. What are you calling the pocket? The pocket thing?
Pocket portal. Pocket
portal all the way to Natcats and Ordinals and Magic Eden and Bitcoin. So that was a pretty good journey. We didn't actually jump into Nifty Island like I was planning on, but that's totally fine. But per usual. We just go where the wind takes us. But this was
That's a
fun.
good one, man. A lot of topics. I'm gonna have to get this video from you. I want to cut up parts of this for sure.
I was gonna say, if you want to have at it, go for it. Because I always tell myself I wanna chop up little bits and get clips out there, and then I just never fucking do. So
just use AI. So one I recommend is Latte, Latte, I think, and you just
I don't think I've tried that one yet.
You just upload the whole video, and it creates a bunch of clips for
Latte.
Yeah, like Latte AI. Yeah,
it works good.
Yeah, I just started using it, and I've seen some pretty good success from it. But I'll let you know if I find a better one. But
nice.
I think it's like $8 or something.
There's so many.
Makes you like in whatever format you want, like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, whatever, all from your complete long form videos. So you can upload 2 hours, like we just did, 2 hours worth of footage, and have a month's worth of stuff for your social media.
What do you think it does? Do you think it like transcribes it real quick and then picks out in the transcription what sounds like an interesting topic, and then goes and finds those spots on the video and chops them? Like,
have you ever seen the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka?
The original one, yeah.
Yeah, you know the candy bar and it's floating through the air.
Yeah,
that's how I imagine it. So that's my firm understanding of how that works.
All right.
I put in the candy bar and it gives me all this stuff at the end.
Yeah. That's what I like about AI. That's my favorite part about it. That's a funny. I wish we could, when we can get to the point where I can, while I'm recording, say, add that clip in there, AI assistant, whatever your name is, and then post-production, after I upload this video, I get a clip and it has that video put onto there. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose my mind. But I feel like we're gonna get there, and that's gonna be the day that I'll pay thousands of dollars a month for access to that.
Right, exactly. Thank you, Bert. Thank you, Bert. I don't know if he was getting off. He was just saying thanks. So I wasn't sure if he was leaving. Thanks for dropping all the links and everything.
Really right. Probably get ready for work. Yeah. Thank you for all the assists there, Bert. Been great stream. Thank you. Oh, you mean I'll miss another OG Seizure stream tonight? Womp womp. OG's in the house, actually.
Yeah, I saw that. What's
OG. Up? What is the side note that we got? I got to pull it up on screen because my eyes can barely see it unless I do that. Side note, Bitcoin miners will still get the transaction fees after the last halving. Oh, so like you'll in perpetuity get fees sent to the miners?
Yeah, the mining. The gigafactories that are mining. They're building a massive one right now.
Yeah, I think there's one. Is there one in Texas? Pretty sure. Last halving is projected to be 100-ish years from now. Interesting. You think we'll be alive then? They're gonna come up with crazy ways to keep us alive.
I mean, that's a whole nother rabbit hole. You're talking about transferring consciousness, potentially living in a metaverse. Long after you're dead, I mean,
that's something for another
day.
We could go on and on about that.
Sure.
All right, well, yeah, this has been a great one. I should get this off the screen and just have us on screen. Thank you so much for coming on and hanging out and chatting.
Of course, guys.
It's always a blast, and thank you, chat, for being here live, hanging out, dropping wisdom in the chat, asking questions, all that fun stuff. Always great to have you guys here as well. I love doing this show live. I go back and forth. Sometimes I don't do it live and sometimes I do. And I really do like the live element of it. So,
I do too.
So I think it's a vibe. So we will continue to do that. But anyways, thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Gus. Well, I'm going to give you the stage one last time. Just let people know where they can follow you, how they can show some support, some love, and then we will say our goodbyes.
Absolutely. Well, thank you as always for having me on. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I love just talking about this stuff. So this is always a great platform just get on and talk about this stuff that I'm super intertwined with, every single day. Yeah, no. So for Outer Studios, we've got a lot of big stuff coming up. Pocket Portal, which we introduced, is a way that BLDR, a gamified build experience, which can actually create you a Pocket Portal, which is a standalone website or something you can embed on your current website. It's super easy to use. It's just it's on a it's easily embedded and on a website. Nothing to download. You can link it, you can text it, whatever, and we can make those into anything. So we're doing a lot of stuff for different collections and projects with that. So we're really excited. BLDR will be out soon, hopefully, within the next couple of weeks, actually. And I think other than that is we still have the scavenger hunt going. So get in there and freaking solve it, because I'm kind of bummed that only 2 people have solved it. Like I knew someone was going to solve it pretty fast, but I didn't think it was like only going to be 2 people thus far. So if you want to have some fun and test your puzzle skills, I would try and get into the Outer Hub and solve that. And there's still a prize pool.
I've been thinking about doing it, but like the only time I really have to do it is when I like stream. And I was like, should I stream it? Like, I feel like then I'm going to give the answers away to people as I'm streaming it. But
to be honest,
I don't know.
I think you should. I mean,
why not?
The wallet's already gone. So the main prize is already gone. So there's still prizes up for grabs, but the wallet's gone. Someone got that. They got the massive prize, but why not stream it? I mean, then you're just helping more people get prizes.
All right. This Monday coming up. If you want to do it with me, you can play along. We can communicate and chat. My next Monday, Metaverse Monday, we'll spend some time seeing how far we can get. I doubt we're going to be able to finish it unless some of you guys are wizards, but I didn't even complete the first quest yet. So
any hints for the poem or riddle? That's where I'm stuck. I have to pull it up to see what a good hint would be.
Bird Z wants monthly catch-ups from GUS from behind the avatar.
I would love that. And then, to be honest, guys, and Beasting was kind of giving me crap for it the other day, is I need to be streaming more on Outer, especially sometimes I'm on my computer so much that if I'm just streaming and there's people on there, you can ask me questions, because I'm usually just listening to music while I'm working and doing stuff anyway. So I will start doing that more as well.
I feel like
Bert, just since we're hopping off, Bert, just shoot me a DM on Outer, or at me or Gus MacArthur, or follow me on Gus MacArthur. And I know I have a clue. I just don't have it right in front of me, and I don't want to like just give it away.
Word. If you don't get the answer by Monday, maybe Gus will be able to tune in Monday and give us some hints along the way. Who knows? But I think for sure I'm going to check it out on Monday. That's a good idea. So just so people know, on Mondays, I do a stream called Metaverse Monday, and that starts at 7 p.m. Central Time. I usually play for 2 to 3 hours, and it's playing viewer games typically, or games that I'm interested in checking out. So for example, we're going to be playing through the scavenger hunt in the Outer Studios experience, as well as Tom Voxel. I keep meaning to get to Tom Voxel's game. So Tom Voxel has like a Portal Rush game, so we're going to check that out on Monday as well. And then the Pickaxe Master is actually sponsoring my Monday streams, and they're going to be paying for 3 Lucky Miner sessions that we do at the end of each Monday stream. So shout out Pickaxe Master, and thank you for doing that. So each Monday at the end of the stream, we'll play 3 rounds of the Pickaxe Master Misty Mountain game, and 3 of you guys, 3 winners from a wheel spin, will have a chance to win some sand based off of how much we mine. So tune in for that on Monday and every Monday going forward. And yeah, I don't know. I think that's it. Do you got anything else, Gus? Otherwise, we're going to have a great night. Let me know who we should raid, and we'll wrap it up here.
Yeah, no, nothing else from my end. Now it's just bothering me what Bert said. Bert, drop your Twitter. so I can message you or post that.
I think it's bird_Z. To be
Bird
honest,
underscore
but
Z. Perfect. All right.
I think so.
I'll make sure to post something, maybe even official. I'll put that as a note. Post that official hint on Outer tomorrow, just for you.
Ooh, I like it. I like
Perfect.
it. All right, dope. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you, Gus, as always, for coming on and vibing. It was a great one, and I will catch everyone on the next episode. And I'm gonna put up the loading screen and figure out who we're raiding. And if you want to hang out for a little bit, you can. Otherwise, you can bounce. It'll be as long as it takes me to get the raid going. So thank you guys, and good night.